Hello everybody, welcome back to Ramblings of the South Stand. Conor here. How are you all doing? Hope you're enjoying your week so far, and we are back with your QPR preview. Yep, Leeds United get on the road, and we're going down to the capital to face a QPR side in form, really. I've made a couple of notes on QPR. We've got a very, very special guest who's going to give you a little bit of a preview later on in the show. But yeah, let's get on to it. In the last six, they've only lost to Leeds United, which is paramount, really. QPR really going a good run. They've got a fair few players as well that can cause Leeds a lot of damage. Whether or not they'll play in this FA Cup game, I'm not 100% sure. I think QPR, along with Leeds, along with Norwich, along with others, will rest players for this game. And the reason behind that is because the league is so demanding. So yeah, as I said, in the last 6 games, QPR have only lost to Leeds United, which just shows what a pivotal result that was. Leeds United getting the 2-1 win at Ellen Road, but if you look at QPR's form since then, it's been fantastic. 3 wins, 2 draws against very, very tough opposition. Picking up 2 draws against Reading and most recently Aston Villa away, and picking up wins against Middlesbrough at home and Nottingham Forest away, which we found difficult, and Ipswich at home, a 3-0 victory. But they have got some quality players, QPR, and they've got players that if they play these players within the game, it could cause Leeds a lot of problems. I think they base the team sort of around Luke Freeman, and he's sort of the main man, really, isn't he? And if Freeman starts playing and the players around him really start hitting the dizzy heights that we know QPR can get to, then they're going to cause Leeds a hell of a lot of problems. They've got another international in Eze as well, I think his name is pronounced, and Naki Wells as well, who scored against Leeds United in the 2-1 victory earlier on this month. So what can we expect from QPR? Well, aside from a tough game, which it was at Ellen Road, I think they're going to be resting some of the key men, as Leeds United will, because the schedule is so demanding, as I've already alluded to in this preview. Freeman's probably going to be looking to get rested, him and Eze together, 28 appearances so far this season. It's going to be a really interesting game, because QPR like to attack, they do score goals. How is this one going to turn out? I think we, as a side, are going to be resting a hell of a lot of players, and I'm hoping that Leeds do stick a lot of the 23s in, because we need rest. Squad isn't big enough at the minute. And at Ellen Road, there was a controversial victory, wasn't there? Leisner with the tackle, or the handball, I think it was actually, something that he was appealing against. He couldn't believe. He actually had a little bit of a Twitter spat with Jansen, a little bit of tongue-in-cheek afterwards on the social media platform, but he certainly didn't believe that that was a handball, I believe it was. You know, but we know they've got people going forward as well, and the offensive department, QPR, are very, very strong. You know, if you're looking at the bench, for example, you know, they've got Hemed, who was playing at Brighton in the Premier League as of last season, Matt Smith, who we all know about at Leeds United, a very tall, very gangly but powerful centre forward. He came on at Ellen Road and caused Leeds a few problems, but then Leeds introduced Apo Halma, the Finnish centre half, and he was brilliant. And this is, I'd love to see Halma start this game, get confidence up a little bit. The Finnish man, I feel like he'll deal with QPR very, very well. He's a good defender, good with his feet, good in the air. And it begs a question, really, doesn't it? Does he due a start in the first team? And I think he does at the minute. Obviously, with Calvin Phillips being out for 3 games, we're going to have Forshaw in that role for a continued period, and Halma's going to have to come in as centre half. But anyway, that's all dependent on if Liam Cooper's back, of course. But as I've said, Leisner was the best player at Ellen Road, but they've got assets off the bench, you know, very good players off the bench. Scowen, Josh Scowen, he was at Barnsley, I think it was possibly 1 or 2 seasons ago. He's a very good player, industrial, will do all the dirty things that the sort of luxury players won't do. The likes of Luongo, who's gonna create a little bit of magic. Scowen does the dirty work, but someone like him is on the bench. He was a regular starter in the Championship for Barnsley, so it's showing the quality that they've got on the bench. Baptiste as well. Baptiste, who was at Blackpool in the top league, he's been at Blackburn more recently as well. He's a very decent player as well as a squad player. Then you look at Hemed, Tama Hemed, who was at Brighton in the Premier League. This is just on the bench as well. Matt Smith, who I've already alluded to, a very, very big danger man, and he's always going to cause issues. When he was at Leeds United, he'd always cause issues for the opposition team because he's a completely different dynamic. He's a 6'8", 6'9" centre forward who, when QPR have been playing in the channels, they've been quick. He can vary it up. He can come on and cause Leeds a hell of a lot of problems. And then you've also got Idrissa Silla, who was, I believe, QPR's top scorer last season. He was a very, very good player for them last season. I remember him coming to Ellen Road. I think he was the man I targeted in the preview as being a big, big problem. So they have got attributes on the bench to QPR, and they are not a bad side. And then you look at Leeds' side at the minute, which is depleted. You know, such a small squad, and we're using a hell of a lot of under-23s. Leeds United don't have those sorts of players on the bench. You know, we've got a lot of youth. our main team are all injuries or, you know, suspensions as of yet. So Leeds, you know, we go into this and it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a mixture, doesn't it? Possibly a lot of under-23s, maybe a few senior heads in there. So it's going to be an interesting game for Leeds United, an interesting game for QPR as well. But, you know, we look at it as the game. And are we that bothered about the FA Cup? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pass you on to James Lawrence Allcott, a fantastic YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please go check him out. I'll put his channel just in the eye up here and down in the description below. He's a fantastic YouTuber. He's featured on True Geordie, which I'm sure a lot of you have watched. And he's just very good at what he does. So please go check James out and I'll pass you on to him now. He's going to give you a little bit of a preview, probably a more in-depth preview on QPR as I can do. So I'll pass you on to James now.
Hello everyone, so yes, my name is James Lawrence Allcott and that's the name of my channel. If you want to go and check that out after this, then that's always nice. But the reason I'm here is to tell you and to let Conor know about QPR. Now, I'm a QPR season ticket holder, have been for a long time, and this year's been a massive surprise for us. We're doing really, really well in the league, and we didn't expect it. You know, with Leeds, I think with Bielsa, everyone was thinking that you would do something this year. With us, we had McLaren, and no one was really excited about it, and it didn't start very well, but he's done really, really well. He's moved it around. Initially, we were trying to play sort of expansive football. We've now become very, very hard to break down. Very, very organised as a team. And loads of clean sheets. I think we've had 9 clean sheets this season, which is more than the whole of last season. More away wins than ever. We're very well set up for away games. And at home, I think we've kind of taken the confidence from the away games into the home games. In terms of this game, though, I can't really get up for it too much. I will be there, but not expecting much because our FA Cup record is, I think it's the worst in the Football League, or certainly the bottom 2. We haven't won in 90 minutes in the first round or third round of a tie since 1997. And we always seem to get a championship side that's doing well. So this is exactly the same, and I fully expect you guys to be beating us. The other reason I expect you to beat us as well is that our squad is very, very threadbare. We've got a lot of injuries. We've got some loan signings in which really changed around our season. In Angel, Jeff Cameron, Naki Wells and Tamer Hemed. And Naki Wells is the only one who's available for us for this game. So because of that as well, I think we'll play a lot of the kids, really. A lot of the guys who haven't been playing football. And because of that and the quality of those guys, I actually fully expect you guys to be beating us on this occasion, although it'd be so nice to actually win an FA Cup game. If any of the first team play, the star men for us, it's got to be Luke Freeman, one of the best players in the Championship in my opinion. Just fortunately, he's with us, and we also make him look better, I think, because we give him that. We build the team around to a point. He's a really, really crucial player for us. Taylor Lyson has come in at centre-back from Germany, from second division team, done really well. He's our captain. And Abire Eze, who's a 20-year-old England under-20 player. He's been a revelation this season, has so much quality. Be interesting to see if they play. I don't think they will. And if you want a prediction, I will have to predict a Leeds win. Actually, I can't do that. I'm a QPR fan. Yeah, let's do it. 1-0. You never know. Yeah, so that's it. Enjoy the game, although I hope you lose. Bye.
Yeah, so interesting from James there, wasn't it? You know, it's been a very, it's been a very different start from QPR. You know, they normally go flying, or they sort of they meander towards the bottom of the league, don't they? But they don't know. I think they will be there and thereabouts. QPR. It looks like McLaren's doing a very decent job for them at the minute. Obviously, like I've said, with the loss to Leeds, after that, it's sort of galvanised QPR, and they've really gone on to good heights. I mean, you know, the sort of teams that they've beaten so far in the last 6 as well: Middlesbrough, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa. They've got results against all of these teams, picking up 7 points out of 9 against those teams. It's a very good record, and with what I've read off the bench as well, the players that, you know, QPR have in their arsenal, they've got a lot of players there who can and will cause Leeds problems. And will they start in an FA Cup game? And sort of moving on to the fact that we're going into an FA Cup game this weekend. I mean, I've seen a lot of rumblings on Twitter and all this sort of, and Instagram of Leeds, people actually wanting Leeds to bail out of the FA Cup, and it's an interesting scenario really, and it's something that should be talked about. I mean, would you want Leeds to go further in that? Bielsa's always been a cup competition man. He does enjoy the cup competitions. He actually alluded to at the start of the season that he'd love to see Leeds at Wembley. as would every manager, I'm assuming, having the club go to Wembley. But is it a realistic target? Is it something that Leeds United should pursue? Should we put out some key players in that game? I'm going to go on the contrary and probably say no. And the reason behind that is because we've got such a horrific schedule coming up. Leeds, like a lot of clubs, are going through it at the minute, but I feel Bielsa started the season with a small squad, an incredibly small squad, you know, touching 22 players in the squad, and a lot of squad have a bigger selection pool, and Leeds don't have that. And on top of that, we've got a hell of a lot of injuries, you know, Cooper, Dallas, Berardi, Brown, Bamford, now Phillips, you know, so it's a hell, and that's just 6, you know, there's more than that, I've just named a few there, but there's a hell of a lot of problems at Leeds at the minute in that department. So I would field the 23s, maybe chuck sort of I'd probably base the team around Jack Clark and Roberts. I'd like to see those two start. Shackleton as well, of course. These are probably people QPR fans have never heard of, and the reason behind that is because Leeds are deploying a lot of youth. We have a lot of reliance on our academy, and it's always been the way for Leeds United because we don't have the funds, so we sort of rely on what we've got. January transfer window is a massive, massive time for Leeds United, and if you would like to see that, guys, me, Ramblers of the South Stand, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My handles will be in the social description below. I'm going to start doing a transfer window daily where you start to understand who Leeds are going for, sort of player profiles on the individuals who we're going for if you're not sure on who they are, and I'm going to do that daily. So if you'd like to do that, follow me on my Instagram and my ramblings. I'll be doing Instagram TV, and I'll be doing it on my Periscope and on Twitter. We also, as All Leeds TV, we're going to be doing an episode per week on the transfer dealings, and we're going to sort of compile everything into one, and we're going to do that. There's going to be 4 episodes on that for the next sort of 3 weeks. So if you enjoyed, guys, please leave a like on the video. Go check out James's channel. It's a really brilliant channel. He's fantastic at what he does. And let me know what you think of the video. Leave your sort of score predictions in the comments, and I'll catch you later.